on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 25 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best free 98 overall Ring of Honor champions to choose and add to your MUT 25 squad. We'll also talk about the best abilities for each of these players, so let's go ahead and jump right on into it. A lot to go over. Now, real quick, we did drop a video not too long ago breaking down the entire Ring of Honor program and everything you need to know about it in detail, so if you didn't see that one, make sure you go check that out. But we'll briefly cover how you're going to earn these free 98 overall champions one more time. So the first one's going to be the easier way, right? And that's going to be through solo challenges and knocking out your Ring of Honor Field Pass. In the welcome pack that you receive for this program, you're going to get a Ring of Honor token. The goal is to get to 14 of those tokens. The remainder of those tokens that you need outside of the welcome pack one to get to that total of 14 are going to be found in the solo challenges. This is a one-part promo, so you can get all of this stuff done right now if you want to. You don't have to wait for any additional content, but as you can see, if you max out all of the solo challenges, you have an additional 6 Ring of Honor tokens. So if you add that to the welcome pack token, we're up to 7 right now. We're halfway to 14. Next, you're going to go over to your Ring of Honor Field Pass, and every reward within this Field Pass is a Ring of Honor token. There's an additional 9 that you can find within the reward path here. So we're up to a total of 16. That's more than the 14 that we need, but we can actually use these additional Ring of Honor tokens and other sets to earn free content. But if you want the free 98 overall, 14 tokens is where you're going to get them, or that's how you're going to get them. And if you do go to the objectives tab and down to the win games section, winning 4 games with 1 Ring of Honor player in your lineup, and that can be within solo battles, solo seasons, MUT champs, ranked, head-to-head seasons, and the Showtime Showdown house rules that's going on right now. Once you win 4 games, you're going to receive an additional Ring of Honor token. So as you can see here, there's definitely more ways to get more than 14 there, but 14 is the goal. So that's going to be 1 free 98 overall Ring of Honor champion. You can earn a second free champion by playing through house rules. We have a brand new set of rules for Showtime Showdown week number 4 that just updated today. And like weeks 1 through 3, if you can go 9-0 for the first time now that it's refreshed, you're going to get 64,000 coins, a 93 plus Showtime Showdown pack, and also a Showtime Showdown token. Now, if you do go 9-0, you can take that token, head on over to item sets and use the Showtime Showdown filter. It's going to give you all of your options in which you can redeem that token for, and the new set that was added today. And if you happen to have a token from a previous week in house rules, you can use that token. That's how I have one right now. You can put it into this set and get a 98 overall fantasy pack that lets you choose any of the cards that we're going to go over as far as the best ones go. Now, when it comes to going 9-0 in house rules, I totally understand it's much easier said than done, but as of late, we've been uploading over on the gameplay channel and putting out guides and playlists of videos in the Lions offensive playbook and the Vikings defensive playbook that can help you win some more games, score more touchdowns, and pretty much any game mode that you're playing. But specifically right now, it's going to help you out in house rules to get a bunch of good free rewards. We also recently put out a video on how to block and beat the popular loop blitzes that you're running into a lot. I've had a lot of people watch these videos and reach out and say that they were able to go 9-0 after watching them, or they were able to win more games than they normally do. So if you're struggling gameplay wise and you enjoy my MUT videos, you feel like I explain things clearly, definitely go check out the gameplay channel. We're going to link that down below in the comments section. If you continue to struggle going 9-0, again, it's not going to be for everybody out there, but you still have the 14 token set to redeem, and that's going to equal at least one of these free 98 overall Ring of Honor cards that we're going to go over in a moment. And of course, if you want to redeem those 14 tokens that you're going to earn through solo challenges in the Field Pass, you're going to go to your program filter, go to Ring of Honor, and you can put 14 tokens into this set that gives you any one of the 98 overall players as a BND. If you have extra or leftover tokens, because as we showed you, there's more ways to earn tokens than just the 14 you need for this pack. You have a non-BND 91 plus Ring of Honor player pack, and then also a BND 91 plus Ring of Honor player pack. These are important because some of the 98s that we're going to go over here actually aren't 98s, but you need a 98 to put into their upgrade path to make them a 98. So if you didn't watch my video breaking down this entire program, that's going to sound very confusing, and I'll go over that really quickly before we go over the cards. We'll take some of these supporting cast members as an example, and I will tell you, spoiler alert, Santana Moss will be in this video as one of the best cards to upgrade. You can see right now, he is a 91 overall. If you want to upgrade him to a 98 overall, it's going to require a 98 overall Clinton Portis. And if you look in the catalog and look towards the upper right, when you go to that upgrade path, you can see that it says add the 98 overall Ring of Honor Clinton Portis to increase the Santana Moss to a 98 overall. So if that were the situation, and for whatever route you went, whether you bought Santana Moss or you pulled him out of an additional free pack and you wanted to upgrade him to a 98, when you open up your free Ring of Honor pack, you're going to want to choose Clinton Portis out of that pack, so you can take that B&D Clinton Portis and put into the upgrade path of the 91 overall Santana Moss, which would make him your 98 overall that you're earning for free. Same thing's going to go for the 95s. We'll use Cam Chancellor as an example, and spoiler alert, he will not be featured in this video because I think there's just really good options right now in the game at strong safety, including the Julian Blackmon that you could earn for free from the welcome pack and the free agency program, which not is only a strong safety, but gets all 32 team chems times 5. It's just a much better card at this position. So that's why we're going to leave Cam Chancellor out. But if you did still want to go ahead and upgrade him, maybe you just want him because you're a big Cam Chancellor fan, you need him for team chemistry, maybe you went with the Justin Fields in the free agency program, to bump up the Cam Chancellor to a 95 or 98, you're going to need to acquire his 95, and then specifically for him, and again, you can see this in the catalog for every one of these 91 and 95 overall players, you would need Richard Sherman's 98 to put into the upgrade path of Cam Chancellor to make him a 98. So if you opened up your free B&D pack and you wanted to upgrade this Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman would be the card that you select, so you can put that B&D into the upgrade path of this card. So now let's go through the best players to upgrade. I got a couple 91s, a couple 95s, and a couple base 98s to go through. Also, these cards have 3 discounted ability buckets and then 3 additional discounted ability buckets that all have 0 AP abilities. Now, those 0 AP abilities are going to expire in a week, and they should still be discounted, just not at the 0 AP level. We don't know exactly what that will be, but we're going to give you all of the best stacks, ability stacks, on all of these cards as well. So let's go through it. We're going to start with the 91s that I do think potentially are worth upgrading to a 98. We start with Todd Heap. Now, just for reference here, if you don't get the 91 Todd Heap out of a free pack, you can buy him. He's roughly about 15,000 coins. That's going to go for all of the 91 overall. So that would take it away from being a free 98, but 15,000 coins isn't a ton. Now, Todd Heap is going to give you 96 speed, 86 strength. I really love the 87 run blocking on him. It makes him a dual threat, right? Because he's fast, he's tall, he's got really good catching traffic. The route running is great on this card, but when you add in that extra dimension of run blocking, I think that makes him a little bit more unique than some of the other tight ends out there. I still believe that Combine Vernon Davis is the best tight end in the game, but this is a pretty good card. Ravens and Cardinals team chemistries. Now, if you want to upgrade this card to a 98 overall, it requires Ed Reed in his upgrade path. So when you open up that fantasy pack for the B&D option or the non-B&D option, if you're looking to upgrade this one, you have to select Ed Reed to get Todd Heap to a 98 overall. As far as abilities go, I would go with Honorary Lineman for 0 AP in the first discounted bucket. And for all of these cards, we're just going to go in order from the first discounted bucket to the last. I'd go Honorary Lineman, which is going to be 0 AP. I'd then go Short Elite, which is going to be, Short in Elite, which is going to be 1 AP. Tank, which is going to be 1 AP, and then in the 3 0 AP discounted buckets, I'd go mid out elite, deep out elite, and then tank I put down again because right now you can skip the 1 AP bucket, but once that 0 AP bucket disappears, I would go back and spend the 1 AP on that tank discount, because for me, tank is worth it for the 1 AP on a tight end, a running back, in whatever crazy world eventually we get it on wide receivers, it's worth it. But again, Honorary Lineman, short in elite, tank, mid out elite, deep out elite, for 1 AP total right now. There's a handful of wide receivers in this group of cards that you can choose from, guys like Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, but I would go with Santana Moss as the best option. He is a 91 overall, as we showed you earlier, so to upgrade him to this 98 overall, you would want to select Clinton Portis out of your B&D pack to put into the upgrade path of the 91 overall Santana Moss, and you can find the 91 overall Santana Moss if you don't get it out of a free pack from Solos or the Field Pass or whatever. You can find it for about 15,000 coins. He is shorter than the other receivers, but he's got stock 99 speed, which is going to automatically, to me, make him the better one at this point in the year because knockout abilities are so prevalent on defense. I don't think taller receivers matter as much because at the end of the day, everybody's going to get the ball knocked out of them. I'd rather have a guy that's going to get open in space and avoid knockouts completely. Not to say taller receivers can't do it, but they no longer hold an advantage for being tall because knockouts, again, are so powerful at this point in the year with everybody having them on most of their defense. Now, when it comes to Santana Moss, again, you're going to get Commanders, Jets, theme teams. Pretty good theme team choices right there. Stock 99 speed, catch at 96, short route running 98, mid 95, deep 99. Perfect wide receiver in my opinion. And this is a card that you could basically keep for the remainder of the year because you can put him at kick, punt returner if there's better options that come along there. So it's just not a bad choice overall to keep from now until the end of the year. As far as abilities go, I would go spin cycle for 0 AP, next bucket, short and elite for 1 AP. The third discounted bucket, there's nothing in there that's worth it, so I would just leave that one empty. And then in the 3 0 AP buckets, you got jukebox for 0, deep out elite for 0, and then route technician for 0, which is huge because there's no cards in the game that get a good route technician discount. To have this for 0 AP, it's only going to be for the next week, but it's still a really good ability to have at 0 AP. So now we're going to move on to the 95 overalls that can be upgraded to a 98. The biggest problem with these, and we'll start off with Von Miller, which is actually one of my favorite cards. The problem is the 95s cost about 115,000 coins. That's definitely not going to make these cards be considered free anymore. So if you happen to pull the 95 overall Von Miller from a free B&D pack or just a pack in general, obviously you can sell the card if it's not B&D, but if you want to upgrade them, then that's good. You don't have to spend the 115K. And if you need any of these players for theme teams, obviously go with those cards there to help out your theme teams. But if you do have the 95 Von Miller and you do want to upgrade him to a 98, you're going to need Dwight Freeney, who is also going to be featured in this video, and I'll kind of talk about those two and comparing them together. But if you put Freeney into Von Miller's upgrade path, the 95 overall Von Miller, you're going to get him up to 96 speed, 97 acceleration, block shed and finesse move both maxed out at 99, power move 94, and play rec 94, tackle at 88. This is one of the best pass rushers in the entire game, and he gets an insane ability stack. You can go run stopper for 0 AP, tip drill for 0 AP. Not really necessary, but it's the best 0 AP option in that second discounted bucket. And if a pass gets batted at the line of scrimmage, you might get lucky and get a turnover. Same thing for the third discounted bucket. I got Lurker in there if you just want to randomly drop him back in coverage occasionally. Maybe even you want to user him, or you're just hoping that maybe he just gets a crazy animation on a batted pass there with tip drill. Lurker can help as well. So run stopper, tip drill, and Lurker are all for 0 AP. Then in the 3 additional 0 AP buckets that are only going to be 0 for the remaining week, you got secure tackler, double or nothing, and edge threat elite. That's a great combination right now outside of having like pre-lit X factors to get pass rush on these cards. So I really love the ability stacks on here. The only downside is that the 95 Von Miller is going to be pricey. Same thing's going to go for the 95 overall Sean Springs. I think he's a really good card if you like to play a lot of man-to-man coverage. So if you do acquire his 95 for free, that's going to be a W. If not, again, you can expect about 115K, give or take, and those prices could come down by the time you're watching this video, but about 115K to acquire Sean Springs 95, and to upgrade him to a 98 overall, you're going to need Ryan Clark's 98. So again, you would take the 98 overall Ryan Clark from your fantasy pack pick to put in the upgrade path of Sean Springs. That would get him 98 speed. I think he's 6 foot even, 97 acceleration, 95 press, 98 man coverage, 90 zone coverage. Play rec's really good at 96. Pretty good theme teams for Sean Springs as well. Seahawks is solid. Commanders is great. I don't know how good the Patriots are these days right now, so forgive me on that one. But he is a man-to-man archetype. I think his abilities obviously are going to favor a man coverage scheme, but I like the dualness of this. I don't know if that's the correct word that we want to use right now, but he's more of a hybrid coverage guy. To me, when you look at the abilities, you can go flat zone KO for 0 AP, pick artist for 0 AP. The third discounted bucket, I don't think there's anything in there worth using because there's not any 0 AP options, and all of the discounted abilities are a little bit too pricey. So again, flat zone for 0, pick artist for 0, third bucket leave alone, and then in the 3 0 AP buckets, the temporary buckets, you got mid zone KO for 0, mid route KO for 0, and then one step ahead for 0. You're not going to see many people get that ability for 0 AP, even though it's temporary. It's a really, really good one. Now we move on to the base 98. So you don't need to do anything upgrading wise. These are cards you would just straight up pick and put in your lineup and add abilities onto them. I'm going to go through all of the cards at the end, or at least the ones I didn't select in this video, and just give you a really brief explanation as to why they were left out. But I do think Clinton Portis as a running back, really good. You get the stock 98 speed, good theme teams with Commanders and Broncos there, 98 acceleration, 97 break tackle, 94 trucking, 96 change of direction. He's kind of like a power and elusive back all together in one. Even the 81 catching is not bad. So for me, I would go in the first discounted bucket and then going down in order, grab and go for 0 AP. Human Joystick for 1 AP. To me, that ability is worth the 1 AP. And then you got Tank for 1 AP. Again, I said it when we were talking about Todd Heap. If there's any player on offense that gets Tank for 1 AP, I'm applying it because you just get so many extra yards with that ability. And then moving over to the 0 AP buckets that are temporary, you got Bulldozer for 0, Backfield Mismatch for 0, and Evasive for 0. And remember, Evasive, if you're going to select that one, is Spin Cycle and Jukebox together. So if you do go Evasive like I recommend, don't use Jukebox or Spin Cycle in any other of the buckets because it's just repeating itself and unnecessary. So again, just to recap, grab and go, Human Joystick, Tank, Bulldozer, Backfield Mismatch, and Evasive all together for 2 AP. We talked about Von Miller a moment ago. We got another pass rusher here, Syracuse legend Dwight Freeney. I think Von Miller has better attributes, but that problem of having to acquire Von Miller's 95 to get him up to a 98 can become a little bit pricey, whereas Dwight Freeney, you can just go up and pick his 98 and boom, you got a card. On number 2, Freeney gets a handful of theme teams, Cardinals, Falcons, Lions, Colts, Chargers, and Seahawks, so he meets a lot of teams there. On 95 speed, he's actually slower than Von Miller, which is kind of crazy because Freeney is usually known as a speed rusher, especially in Madden, but you do get 98 acceleration, 99 finesse move, 94 block shed, 88 power move, tackle, strength, play rec, all pretty solid on this one. His ability stack isn't as good as Von Miller's too, so that's another negative, but the reverse of that is that you got to acquire that 95 Von Miller if you don't get it for free. With Dwight Freeney, going in order, you get Secure Tackler for 0 AP in the first discounted bucket. The second one doesn't get anything good, anything worth spending on. I think that's where we went with Tip Drill on Von Miller. Freeney doesn't get that, so Secure Tackler for 0, nothing in the second discounted bucket. Lurker in the third, we kind of explained why we would do that. And then in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, the all 0 AP buckets, you can go Reach Elite, Double or Nothing, and then Edge Threat Elite. Edge Threat Elite, pretty similar to what we did with Von Miller. And then my final recommendation here is going to be Richard Sherman. So we just had Sean Springs. I think he's catered more towards a man coverage style. If you play a lot of zone or completely zone, Richard Sherman's your guy. 6'3", stock 98 speed, 97 acceleration, 92 man, 98 zone, 95 press. There's really nothing wrong with his attributes. He gets some pretty good theme teams, 49ers, Seahawks, and Bucks there. And again, all really good zone abilities. So you got flat zone KO for 0 AP in the first bucket, Tip Drill for 0 AP in the second bucket. The third one, there's nothing at 0 AP that's worth it. I don't think there's anything at 0 AP at all. And the other abilities that do cost something aren't worth it. But then the 3 0 AP abilities on the back end there, you got mid zone KO for 0, deep out zone KO for 0, and then deep in zone KO for 0. You're basically getting every type of zone knockout on this card, and you're spending a grand total of 0 AP with those attributes and the theme teams that he meets. Richard Sherman is definitely one of the best cards to choose. So as I promised, let me just quickly run through all of the 98s, 95s, and 91s that I didn't select in this video and just quickly tell you why. If you want to ignore my advice, that's perfectly okay. I'm just making this video for my opinions. Paul P was pretty close to making the list. I just feel like a lot of people are settled at their users right now, but if you do need a user, it's certainly a card that you can take a look at. We skip Ryan Clark because, again, strong safety. You got a free card that you got from the free agency program. There's guys like Kyle Hamilton out there, Isaiah Simmons from the Combine promo. There's a lot of really good strong safeties in the game. I think Clark has 97 speed. We've already had that speed at that position with better options out there. Haloti Ngata just simply wasn't a fan of his attributes or his abilities in general. Alex Mack, and I'm going to skip down to Joel Bitonio as well. Normally, I like free options to choose offensive linemen, but there's so many good skill position guys from this program to choose out of the free options. I just, I left them off the list simply because of that. We had Clinton Portis there. Braylon Edwards isn't bad, but again, I chose Santana Moss because he gets the base 99 speed, whereas Braylon Edwards and Marvin Harrison and going down to Reggie Wayne, they're all at 98 speed, whereas Santana Moss is at the 99 So that's why we went with Moss and all of those other cards. Ed Reed isn't a bad option either, but at free safety, again, a little bit of a crowded position. We've had a lot of good cards come out at the safety position lately. I also think about the MCS Brian Thomas Jr. that a lot of people got for free. Obviously, if you didn't get that card and needed free safety, Ed Reed would be a good option, but just generally speaking, since there was a really good 98 overall free safety already, that's why we skipped over on Ed Reed. Jason Peters, same thing with the Browns offensive lineman there. Just don't feel like that he or Jonathan Ogden are worth it because there's so many good skill position players. We mentioned it earlier, I'll say it again with Ryan Clark and now Cam Chancellor as well. 97 speed at this position when there's a really good free card out there. That's a pass for me. And then the final one is Peyton Hillis. Clinton Portis is just simply better at the running back option. But again, if you need any of these cards for a theme team and I didn't mention them or recommend them, you can ignore my advice there. But after watching this one, let me know what player you picked for your free option. Leave it down below in the comment section. And thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.